Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about why I'm changing my color palette a little bit. Just a little. I have decided to go from super saturated colors to a more neutral, almost very desaturated color. But before we get into that, please don't forget to like this video, please don't forget to comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And honestly, I really hope you guys are enjoying this. And also, next month, my Patreon is gonna come out, so I'm actually very excited for that. I have been working on some of the Patreon tiers. I will leave a little sneak peek for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy that. But let's get inspired with today's video. Let's go over to voiceover Becca. So guys, welcome back. Voiceover Becca here. I started out by drawing this hand. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm going to talk about a little bit about color palette and why I chose to change it a little bit. So just to get you guys into this whole momentum, color palettes are very important to me. Especially when I am designing a piece. I think it's one of the reasons why sometimes I just like to show you guys straight on when I'm coloring, because I like to take my time choosing a color palette. If I want something calm, if I want something relaxing, I will normally tend to go for colder colors, simply because I actually enjoy the blue, the greens. It actually makes me very calm, and I sometimes will add a bit of warmer colors just to make it a bit homey. But choosing the correct colors for your piece is the most important thing out of everything. You can literally make anything aesthetically pleasing by just choosing the right combination of colors. And I decided to change up my color palette, and especially for this one, I decided to change up my color palette and use a couple of colors that were aesthetically pleasing, that were calm, and simply just showed something that I am feeling right now, which is happiness in creating my artwork. So I really enjoyed making this artwork for you guys. I'm also not only an illustrator, I'm also a designer, and I studied graphic design. So it actually it does a lot for the designing, especially if you're designing a logo. You really need to be careful on what the colors you use, because depending on what your client really wants to achieve, you have to know when to choose the correct colors. And that is something that I have learned over the years of lots of studying. I didn't really take color theory in college. I actually learned it on my own out of college, because when I was studying, we were more into doing everything and learning how to do everything in the correct way. And most of my time in college, as I said, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I mostly just enjoyed hanging out with my friends. The first semester was very hectic for me, and afterwards it got better, but the first semester it was the breakdown of what I didn't like about college. So I did end up learning color theory on my own, and it was actually pretty good to know that even though I didn't get why I had to do something in a certain way in like a lot of my classes, the fact that I read a lot of books and I've watched a lot of videos helped me out, especially when I was doing my projects. Okay, so my college wasn't like horrible. I think it was mostly the teachers that I didn't get along with, and some of the teachers, I don't think they wanted to be there. they kind of had that thing where they didn't really want to be there, so maybe that's why most of the times they just gave us books to read And yeah, you're gonna learn from books, and that was pretty much it. So technically that's where I learned it from. I learned it from books and a lot of YouTube videos because I really wanted to get this right. And that really helped me in some way, especially when I decided to go into illustration. All the time looking for colors, it actually ended up helping me a lot, and I have gradually been adapting and gradually learning and having like lots of upgrades on my illustrations, and that includes the choices for my colors. At once, where I had no clue what I wanted to choose and why I was choosing that color, now I can understand that I can actually just mix a couple of them together, and I don't have to 100% use only warm tones or 100% only use cold tones. I can actually pick and choose a couple of them and then mix them together to create something aesthetically pleasing for all of us to see. So your color palette, the colors you choose, it doesn't only say a lot about your artwork, it says a lot about you. So be very decisive, be specific on the colors that you want. Kind of depends on what you're doing. So the colors literally say a lot. And learning also from the old masters is actually very good because you can see how they use their colors and how they created the vibes and tones that we see in artwork. And one thing I love about that is that everybody can describe someone else's artwork differently than what we actually see it. So I can see it as something warm and that he missed somebody, or that it was just a random conclusion to the art and someone could think of rage, and it just has a crazy vibe to it, and I actually enjoy that. So colors are actually one of the most important things in your art piece. So now that we got out of the important part of the colors, let me tell you guys a little something that I did while I was doing this illustration. When I used the clipping mask for the colors after I had used a flat color for this, I forgot to use lock transparent pixels that literally would simply just let me color in without going out of the lines in the clipping mask layer. So that is why I am literally erasing a lot. Coloring and erasing, mostly from the hand to the pencil, and also from the bracelet, the pearled bracelet. It's mostly because of that, and it's kind of weird, but even though I know that if I had done this properly, I wouldn't have taken so long to actually do this drawing as much as I actually did, because it was so simple, and the fact that the colors were so pleasing, I didn't really have a lot of concern with time. I did color this on the same day, but I ended up doing the sketch a few days before because I really wanted to draw, and I had a lot of sketches and a lot of sketch ideas. So I ended up doing all the sketches in one day, and a few days later I just started coloring in, and I just sat down and the colors just came to me, and I had so much fun making it very pastel. So it's something different for me, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was very cute. It was very the vibe I'm into right now, which is very homey, very girly, if you could say it. You know, it's actually very feminine, and I pretty much enjoyed this entire process of my art. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this illustration. It was one of the best things for me. I actually made a brush that I am using on mostly on the ribbon and a little bit on the skin to give it a little bit more texture. I do end up using it on the pencil, but I ended up changing it back to my normal round brush because I wasn't really liking how it was looking. So I actually had fun with this illustration more than I normally do with my other illustrations, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this. So I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the speed art, and I'll be back later in video form. Thank you guys. See you in a little while. And we are back. I hope you guys got inspired with this video. I hope you guys have learned a little bit as well, as much as I'm also learning on my art journey as well with you guys. And I hope you guys are a bit excited for my Patreon page, because I'm actually having a really fun time discussing what I'm going to do, and there are a lot of other things as well. So I can't wait to get into that with you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch all of you next week for more videos. Bye guys!